client. My name is John Tonge, and I'm here to present to you a topic that we feel is rather important that seems to be up and coming. It's not new, but we want to make sure that we took the action for you to help you realize what you could do for your company. The reason why we wanted to talk to you today about it is based off an article we read called Who Needs Budgets, authored by Jeremy Hope and Robin Fraser. And after skipping the first slide, the YouTube link that you're already watching, the main issue that the article is stating is just they just want you to stop budgeting and use measurements, analysis, and tools to use just meet sales performance goals, making it goal oriented than budgetary oriented or budget oriented, excuse me. Since as the next slide shows, corporate tends to view the budget as you need to cut budgets, you need to spend less because we want to make sure we're on target or better than target, and that's a lot of pressure for a lot of people. So the article gives reasons to stop budgeting, which includes causing a high amount of pressure. Um, it takes a lot of time and effort to create a budget, anywhere between 1 to 4 months, and creates mentalities which could lead to the user lose it or even more. And it the budget is also created using obsolete data or would be obsolete within a short time period, because the information they're given is limited so far, and then of course industries change, customer demands change, and so it could be obsolete within a matter of a week or even a month. And then the information from the budget can be hidden up from most of the company, except for maybe upper management and maybe top execs. Um, However, to break free from the budget, the article does say that there are some companies in Northern Europe that did decide to break free from the budgets and have proven well with it because they decided to focus on long-term goals based on benchmarking, whether it be for the company or through the industry, giving managers more power and more responsibility, almost to the extent of like what Uncle Ben said to Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. So managers have a lot more freedom, but a lot higher risk in regards to what they can and can't do. Um, However, the main part of breaking free is just to use rolling forecasts instead of a budget. There's no end sight when it comes to rolling forecasts because on the fifth to the eighth quarter, you're creating a new budget, or not no new budget, a forecast of what it could do, which could be helpful later on, to help meet changes in demands. Um, and then the issue with budgets, um, it would be that, as stated earlier, they take a long time. Excuse me. Since execs and management create budget packs, go back and forth, give and take, and it usually takes about 30% of the time just to create a budget. As stated earlier, it can take anywhere between 1 and 3 months. I worked at a company where it took 1 month just to do mostly fixed expenses, for I would say a medium-sized company, but a month is a long time. Um, to the point that there are expectations of reporting to make sure that controls are met, and just to make sure that controls are met or that goals are met, there could be a risk of fraud or control management, from employees all the way up to the CEO who want to make sure they hit target, to the point that even finance teams are questioning whether the budgets are even necessary since it creates so much pressure tactics and takes so much time. There are a couple examples from the article proving that not using budgets have worked well. There's Svenska Handelsbanken, who is a bank based in Europe, has about 550 branches. They were able to hire Jan Wallander from Ericsson to help create a mindset of organization, performance, resources, and information. Organization to stop micromanagement, performance to make sure that people are held accountable, and make sure they're reliable. especially when it comes to managers who need to meet revenue items. Resources just to make sure that your customers have what they need, and then information just make sure that you're meeting the goals that you need. And then there's Acel, who is a Swedish wholesaler whose main revenue is based off of electrical products with heating and plumbing. And they decided to use rolling forecasts, and it works. It has worked really well for them because they were time efficient. Instead of spending a month just for one quarter, if it was a 4 month prep for a year budget, then they would only take 3 or 4 days just based on a few phone calls for a rolling forecast. Then there's a customer focus just based off of the time saved from the rolling forecast to the point that they're actually able to know um, what every customer wants and needs from their purchases, and making every customer more profitable, including ones that weren't as profitable. My expert opinion, I still think the budgets are necessary. There are certain items from not using budgets that I think are really awesome, such as rolling forecasts. Um, but there are questions that are raised, such as where's the benchmarking coming from if you're a new company that has no benchmarking guidelines yet, um, and questioning as to how would you get that information, what what goals would they be, and then why would you use information. Another issue would be if there's too much control for people to the point that it may make management unmotivated. Is there a hybrid or a possibility of a hybrid between not using a budget, like the analysis guidelines, with a budget so you don't have to budget as much? And then, of course, budgets, where I would say as a pro, are still proven to work. There's a software for called You Need a Budget where you still have to do a rolling forecast because your budget changes every month and it knows that. So it wants you to create a new budget every month, which I really like that in regards to rolling forecasts. However, you still need to know where your money is going and what you spent it on. So in that aspect, I would say budgets are still proven to work. And then finally, I provided a Dilbert comic strip that I think you guys would enjoy in regards to budget. After you read it, I would love to know your questions. Thank you.